Good morning, everyone. You might get an echo. Hold on. I actually remembered to stop it this morning. There we go. All right, so hope everyone is having a good Wednesday. Happy Halloween, I guess. Hopefully, we don't get some weird stuff going on in the market today. Yesterday was a terrible day. Made a stupid mistake. Tried to jump in with some size on NIO. Lost about $100 yesterday. First time that has happened in months, but it's gonna happen. Sometimes your emotions are gonna get the best of you, and definitely not the right time to try to size up a little bit. Like I said, I think I let my emotions get the best of me to a certain extent, but it's just been a weird few weeks, guys. Specifically, a weird last week. This past week has been pretty tough. Not a lot of movement going on in the market. Really, really choppy. Not too many reliable patterns going on. Pretty low volume throughout most of these stocks, and so you just got to protect your account on when the market's like this. I'm sure the market's going to heat up in the upcoming weeks, but at this point, the market's pretty dull, pretty slow. Not many gappers. A few earnings releases came out today, so like I said, I'm just going to be pretty careful. And if I don't see anything really setting up, I might just look for a few put options to buy and just go that route just to give myself something to do so I don't try to force any trades or anything like that. But we'll see. I mean, of course, I'll be looking for trades, but got to take it slow today, I think. Not that much moving. Watching CRON. We got CRON here at 7:0, gapping up from 7:05 to 7:38. We have ARNC. Looks like earnings. Pretty confident this is probably going to be earnings, but we'll see. Gapping up from 1970 to 2120. We have TLRY. Watching that one, gapping up a little bit. I'm going to watch NIO. NIO looks okay. This has been happening to me. I'm trying to figure out a way to approach this, okay? So if you guys remember yesterday, one of my trades was NIO, and it stopped me out barely. I think I let my stop be at 615. It went up to 620 at the previous high of the day, and this has happened to me twice in the last few days, and generally it will hold, that 615 resistance. And so I've been trying to think maybe I should give myself a bigger risk, but at the same time, that's going to mess up my reward level. I try to have 2-to-1 risk and reward, or a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio. And if I give myself too high of risk, it's going to kind of hurt that ratio a little bit. But my accuracy rate will probably go up. And so it's just something I've been brainstorming with, trying to figure out how to approach it when the volume's like this in the market. So we'll see how that goes. But like I said, NIO, CRON, we have GM, General Motors, gapping up some here. Really doesn't look bad. I mean, I'll probably watch GM. We have YUMC, low volume though, pretty low, slow, dull volume, but it's gapping up some. We have CGC, the other cannabis stocks. Let's see if I can see anything else that pops up on my monitors here. We got LKSD, although the volume's low. Yeah, the rest of these just don't look good. ARNC, I think I mentioned that one already. We have eBay up some. And that's really about it. I mean, maybe Sprint, maybe, high floater. We'll see what happens with it. Yeah, I mean, that might be true, Tiny. Let's catch back up with the chat. Good morning, Missouri, Tiny, Christopher. What's up, man? Welcome, brother. Welcome, man. Yeah, we do this every weekday morning, man. And so we hope you'll join us again, but welcome to the stream. Masher, good morning, man. Foy, good morning. Tiny, good morning. Netron, what's up, brother? Good morning. John O, good morning. Rice, good morning. John O, CE Buddy, good morning. Yeah, man, Connor, Connor, man, I have to do. That's what I have to do. I mean, usually you guys know me, man. I'm usually one of the things, like one of my strengths is discipline and being selective. You know, I usually do a pretty good job of not forcing anything, even after losing trades. But like I said, it's the first time it's happened in months, and it's gonna happen sometimes. Like sometimes your emotions are gonna get the best of you. What you really can't do though is just continue to force trades. Like I had a pretty bad trade on NIO. I lost like $60, and yeah, so I just kind of stepped away at that point. You know what I mean? Stepped away, and I did good at shutting it down after that. But you know, it's gonna happen. I'm usually pretty good with being selective, but you know, everybody's emotions are gonna get the best of them sometimes, and in trading, it's just about having that emotional stability. You're never going to have it all the time, but you need to have it most of the time in order to succeed, or you're going to give up profits, especially in this type of market. And yeah, so, you know, lesson learned, going back to how I usually am. You know, I usually have that 2-trade rule where if I trade twice, regardless if it's a winner or a loser, I'm done for the day. Just exactly for that reason. And I broke a few rules yesterday, but like I said, first time it's happened in months, you know. And so I just have to readjust, kind of get back to level. Yeah, man, I'm just Tidy says she hopes her computer will stays working. Yeah, I mean, yesterday was a weird day. You know, we had Thinkorswim lagging, acting strange on multiple different brokers. I was seeing the bid larger than the ask on the level 2, which was just weird. And it wasn't just on Thinkorswim; it was also on TEFs. But then also Thinkorswim was really lagging with regard to like the chart. Just a weird day. Stocks were moving slow and choppy. It was just a strange day yesterday. I'm ready for October to be over. You know, the first week in October was good, first week or two, but lately it's just been tough. What's up, James? Rakesh, Danny, Charnello. What's up, guys? Yeah, mostly short stocks. I mean, it's also, yeah, TNXP looks good. Probably not tradable for me, but it doesn't look bad there. Another thing is that stocks dropped so much on, what was this, Monday? On the 29th. Yeah, so stocks dropped so much on Monday that they were bound to rebound some yesterday. And so not ideal for short sellers like me. And that probably has something to do with it as well. Yeah, they removed NBEV from being tradable. It's not tradable anymore. They had a nice few little VWAP bounces yesterday, though. They really did. TEF. Yeah, TEF gapping up some. It needs a little bit more volume, though. The volume's still pretty low for this gap. But yeah, I'll post my watch list. I don't think I've posted it yet. Sorry, who got this? Let me post that. Your computer? Yeah, mine is an Inspiron. Man, I can't think of what it is, man. I just bought this computer like a month ago. It's an Inspiron. I know it's a i7. It's an i7 16 gig. We have Momo gapping up some here. YUMC, low volume still. CGC doesn't look bad though. But yeah, we had a few little VWAP bounces for the cannabis stocks, which were mostly following each other. You can see nice little VWAP bounces here. Same thing with Cron here. But yeah, main watches today, probably Cron, CGC, some of these other cannabis plays, see if they give some of this back. And GM. Maybe NIO. Probably my 4 top watches. Maybe DRYS, we'll see though. If the shipping boom is done, I wouldn't mind buying put options on DRYS, hoping it gets rejected at that 585 level. Yeah, James, man, I've been working on my computer for a year now. I finally am. I don't know if I'm finished, but I've been upgrading my computer for a while now. I also think somebody mentioned yesterday that ETFs may be the way to play this market just because there's enough volume in those, and they may be right. I mean, Jeremy, how many stocks are on your screen at once? Just the two. On this specific monitor, so the monitor you all are looking at is actually an ultra wide monitor. My OBS won't catch the whole thing, and so you can see if I scroll to the left here, this is all like these are all the charts I have. I have three monitors though. I have two 27-inch and one 34-inch ultra wide is what I have. GCAP, it looks okay. I want to see more volume though. You know, I'm more of a momentum trader, and so because of that, I'd like to see a little bit more volume in this one. Let me look at the daily. Interesting levels here on the daily. I mean, it's got this 777 level. If it can break that, it's got that support right around 750. So interesting level there, but it would have to get some volume. See where this one runs. Nice. Yeah, I actually have a laptop backup as well. I have my Asus laptop to the right of me. My wife thinks I'm crazy with all these monitors. But only a trader really understands why you want to have all these monitors. You know, obviously I want to look at stocks. I have, let me see, 12 charts up. I have 4 on this monitor and then 8 on my right monitor. And then the left side is what I use. The left monitor is what I use to keep up with the chat and stuff like that. Yeah, man. Great minds think alike, Netron. Yeah, I think I got a picture of my old ones. Yeah, I do have a picture here. I can show you all a picture of my setup right now. Let me see. And then I'll go back to talking stocks. Let me find a picture of it real quick. But yeah, got to be careful in this volume or in this market. Pretty low volume. I know a lot of people are playing ETFs right now, which makes sense. You know, I really understand that. The last time the SPY started acting like this, I was pairs trading the SPY and the TVIX. I remember, and so that might be the way to go. I don't know. I'll look to see, but just a tough market, man. Just really tough. Here it is. Alright, sorry, I'm trying to get a picture of my monitor here. Let me find it so you all can see it. Or my monitor setup. There it is. This is my monitors right now. The middle one's the ultra wide. The left two are 27-inch. I like my little setup, man. My little setup's good. Took me a little while to build it, but I'm liking it. Really enjoying the ultra wide monitor. Yeah, for sure. Really cool. What's up, Peter? What's up, brother? What's up, man? I mean, I just like to be surrounded by monitors, man. I mean, especially with me and the YouTube thing. I have to keep track of the chat, keep track of the stream, and so I can use one monitor for that, and then I can use two for trading. It works. IQ. Let's check out IQ. Wow. Yeah, this one's interesting to see what happens with it. A lot of levels to base off of in pre-market here. We'll have to look up the news in a second on a few of these, but I know some earnings came out for stocks last night after the bell yesterday. I know earnings were released. But yeah, I'll definitely be watching IQ as well. Appreciate it, Jason. ET gapping up a little bit, but low volume. I mean, it's Halloween. I think a lot of people are going to be out. DXR really doesn't look bad. I mean, it's moving some. It had a nice little spike yesterday, kind of a parabolic move. I doubt it's tradable, but it doesn't look bad. No, it's not tradable, unfortunately. But yeah, like I said, I'm just going to look. What I'm probably going to be watching today is NIO, GM, what was it? What was the other one? INFI? Maybe INFI as well. But ARNC, GM, Cron, and NIO is probably what I'm sticking with. See if we get some good setups here. Like I said, though, I kind of have to be in account preservation. Markets like this are when traders really start to lose, like destroy their accounts. Like a lot of times traders will do well in hot markets, but then when the market gets like this, they can't stop trading. And, I made a mistake yesterday doing that as well. And so, this is really where you have to just kind of go into account preservation mode. If you see a good setup, great. But if you don't see an A+ setup, you just got to be careful just because the market's super choppy. At least it was yesterday. Not that many gap ups today. A few gap ups from earnings, but we'll see. Terrible cool. So it was actually AMRH news. Yeah, look at AMRH go. So I actually ended down $100 yesterday. I got in one stupid trade on NIO, and it just backfired. I try to be transparent, so I'm not going to try to pretend like it didn't happen. But it's the first time it's happened in months. And if you watch the stream, I'm pretty good with being selective. Like a lot of the time, I have that 2-trade rule where if I trade twice, I can't allow myself to trade more. And also my other rule where if I have a losing trade, I have to size down, and I broke both of those rules yesterday. And it's going to happen, you know what I mean? Like, I do a really good job of being selective. I think that's one of my strengths is the discipline. But sometimes you're just gonna screw up, and that was yesterday for me. So just trying to get back to balance here, get back to even, and definitely kind of snapped me out of it. And so I just got to be selective. Like I said, in this market, it's a little sketchy. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm actually happy with myself when I don't trade. Like, for instance, look at last week, for instance. Like, last week was a profitable week. I didn't trade one of those days. Last week I had 2 green days, 1 red day, and 1 break-even day. And then the other day I didn't trade at all just because there wasn't any good setups. And I'm usually pretty good with being selective with that. I think with this new account, I got a little bit more buying power. I have a little bit bigger max loss. And so I think my plan for this week was to start taking bigger sizing, and I think this is just a terrible week for that, and so I think I let that kind of get into my head a little bit, which is going to happen. Like I said, it's just about getting back to even, balancing yourself out a little bit, learning from it, and sticking to your rules. That's what it's about. What's up, Casey Mac? But yeah, AMRH looks good. I mean, I might trade it on Robinhood. That's about the only thing I could probably trade it on is Robinhood, but definitely going to watch it. I don't know, man. October being the most volatile month, I don't know about that. I mean, I think I think December is usually pretty hot. I think November is usually pretty hot in the market. October generally is pretty hot as well. It's just wintertime. When wintertime hits, everything starts heating up usually. Summertime slow. Wintertime stuff starts to heat up a little bit more. I think really what we're seeing right now in this market is that we had the cannabis craze where all the cannabis stocks were like going crazy. There was a lot of hype, a lot of volatility around the cannabis plays, and then that kind of subsided a little bit. And now and then we had the shipping craze where all the shipping stocks like DRYS, like YECO, PTI. I don't know if some of those are shippers, but we had that big move in the market where all of those were really hyped up and running crazy percentage moves, a lot of parabolic movers, and then that kind of subsided a little bit. And so now I think we're just kind of taking a break from all of that. The market's kind of calming down a little bit, and I'm sure we'll get another hot sector coming up soon. But at this point, I think it's just taking a little break from the volatility. Yeah, AMRH is 41 cent stock. I'm not surprised it's not tradable. Generally with TradeNet and TEFs, typically it's stocks over $5 are going to be the most that are tradable. Stocks under $5 a lot of time aren't, but it has the most to do with volume. But I think if the stock's under $1, they don't add it anyway. MTLS. The daily chart. Let me look at the daily chart. I don't like the intraday chart. There's just no volume. I could tell I've traded this one before. Maybe if it bounces here. I mean, I could really see it bouncing at 150. It just depends. If not 150, 140. It's got a lot of support there. So I like the daily chart on MTSL. Just because, this is one of those ones that always comes back down. And so I think shorters are probably piling in this thing, kind of like OGEN. You can see it spiked up, came back down, spiked up, came back down, spiked up, came back down. And it just keeps doing that. Spiked up, came back down. And so this is one of those ones where I think people are just kind of waiting for it to spike so they can short it. Because every time it spikes, it comes back down. Like usually the next day, that day or the next day. EXAS. Yeah, EXAS doesn't look bad. It's moving some. It's just a little bit too expensive for my tastes, but it doesn't look bad. Gapping up some. Still pretty low volume in pre-market, but not bad. To draw the straight trend line, you just go to this price level option here. If you go to the options under, like right next to the magnifying glass, zoom in, zoom out, or you can just side click and go to add drawing and then go up to price level, which is the money sign with the line under it, and then you can just double click it like that. I appreciate the sub. Haiku, appreciate it, brother. Welcome, man. Appreciate the sub, G. John as well, and Justin Smith. Welcome, guys. But yeah, look at that GM. What's up, Todd? Oh, 100%, man. Thinkorswim's level 2 has been acting kind of fishy lately, really. You can see if I pull up the same one. They're about the same right now. Hopefully Thinkorswim got it fixed. Thinkorswim's been acting really glitchy lately, the last few days. And so hopefully, like I said, they got it fixed. I'm hoping they did. What's up, James? Good morning, man. All right, so yeah, today's news is brought to you by SnapTrade. That's SNAPTRADE.us. awesome site to check out the news on certain stocks. I build my watch list here each morning in my morning watch list, and you can see I build it each morning here and then share it with a decent amount of traders. But it's really cool. It shows you the signal, market cap, volume change, percentage volume, and a lot of other nice little indicators here to give you a lot of data about these stocks. Also, they have a scanner, so you can see they have a scanner for whatever sector you're looking at, whether it's cannabis, crypto, high gain or penny stocks. If you want to look at the gap ups, you can go to the gap ups. Recent earnings, you can go to that as well. It's a really nice scanner for free here on Snaptrade as well. And then they also have a news section, so I could just click this box and it shows me the most relevant news stories in today's market. Or if I want to make it easy on myself, I can just click watch list and it shows me all the different news catalysts in my watch list. And so a really cool free website for traders to take advantage of. Even from the homepage, you can look at all these different sectors and it kind of shows you the gap ups, gap downs, increasing revenue, what Warren Buffett is looking at, and a lot more. So go check it out. That's Snaptrade, snaptrade.us. I'll post the link. They did sponsor this video, and today's news is brought to you by them. ASNA. Man, ASNA had a really nice little few VWAP bounces yesterday. The VWAP is holding firm, keeping that upward trend for ASNA. Hit its resistance. Will it keep running? I really don't know. I don't like to say anything set in stone. All I can really do is look at the daily chart to see that. Where is it at now? It's at 424. So it has some resistance right here at right around 430, about 427, 429. So it does have some resistance there. We'll see if it breaks that. After that, we'll see what happens at the half dollar 450. And we'll see if it holds support at $4 is what I would look at. But we'll see. Big ifs there. Netflix is up after positive earnings. AZN. Does Snaptrade show live changes or is it delayed? I think it pulls it every morning. I don't think it's 100% live. I think it pulls it every morning. Like once a day it pulls it. But I'm not 100% sure. SBBP. Yeah, this one's interesting. Bio stock. I'm wondering what happened. Maybe an acquisition from this gap up. I mean, it looks like an acquisition. CHK. Yeah, CHK doesn't look bad either. Higher float stock though. All right, let me look it up. All right, so we'll start looking up the news. First one I'm looking up is SBBP, since that one's popping up here. Looks like it was revenue. Oh, no, it's an acquisition. Okay, that's what I thought it was. It looked like an acquisition. Strongbridge Biopharma enters into agreement for Novo Nordisk to acquire U.S. and Canadian rights to Macrillan. So it may be a bio drug, but it's an acquisition. It makes sense. I mean, whenever you see, the reason I kind of feel like it's an acquisition is because it doesn't look like it's a 2-to-1 split. If it was a 2-to-1 split, it would be up at 8. But with an acquisition, you'll see like a big gap up that doesn't really have any movement in between there. And then you'll see some volume up here. You know what I mean? And so this is what happens with an acquisition. You'll see like a gap up with no body to it. And then it'll hold at a certain level in a pretty tight range generally. Because this is the buyout price is probably somewhere around there. Let me see if I can find out the exact price. $7 a share. Yeah, it just says in addition, Novo is going to purchase approximately 5,242,000 common shares of Stonebridge at a price of $7 a share. It also had earnings that came out. It looks like that could be causing some of this as well. All right, next one I'm looking up is GM. You can see GM here. Most likely earnings as well, but we'll look it up anyway. Yeah, general earnings, adjusted EPS $1.87, beat the 127 estimate. Sales of 35.8 billion, beat the 34.85 billion estimate. So positive earnings for GM. Let's see what else we got here. CHK. Yeah, CHK earnings as well came out yesterday. That was also raised to positive from neutral. A few different people are upgrading. I'm not really seeing the exact numbers, but it looks like it was positive earnings for CHK. Also looking at YUMC here. See, it's gapping up some. Third quarter earnings for this one, it looks like as well. Third quarter revenue of 2.21 billion. EPS of 51 cents. So positive earnings for YUMC. What else is there, everybody? I forgot which ones we were looking at. Oh yeah, what were some of those cheaper movers? YNDX doesn't look bad either. I might watch YNDX as well. You can see that one doesn't look that bad. I guess we could look at some of the cannabis stocks, see if there's any catalyst for them. I think they're just rebounding after a few down days, though. Coca-Cola CEO put out a release that said he has no plans to enter the cannabis space. TNXP was the big penny mover. Let's look at that one. Yeah, it's up right around $1. All right, so TNXP announced an innovative design in the next phase 3 study for their biodrug, which is for PTSD, and they had an FDA meeting, and so they're entering into stage 3. So probably positive results in the previous trial. What's going on with TNXP? So that's what's going on with it. And that's really about it right now that I'm really looking at. We'll see if we get anything else popping up on my scanners. I like low float because it has the potential to make bigger moves, Henry, but higher float will be more stable. So it all just depends on what type of trades you're looking at. Higher float, if you think about it, higher float means there's a higher amount of shares out there. And so it takes a lot more to make that stock move, where if you have a low amount of shares out there, you know, any significant position can really make that stock move. And so I prefer low floats, but it's all preference. You know, I'm not going to say one's better than the other. ARAY popping up on the scanners. All right, I'm going to run to the restroom really quick. Market opens up in 4 minutes, so I'm going to try to hurry up and run to the restroom, so I'll be back in like a minute. All right, I'm back. I'm going to pull Robin up just in case I want to look at options trades or something like that. It's a slow day. Exactly, Gerardo. Yeah, lower floats are a little bit more volatile. It's all preference. You know what I mean? Some people like to trade the higher float stocks like GM or the blue chip stocks. Some people like trading the really cheap low float penny stocks because they have more potential gains, but the risk is also bigger, and so all depends. It all depends on what you mean by penny stocks. If you mean OTC stocks, I would have to check out to see. Not really well versed in OTC specifically stocks or specific stocks. If you just mean stocks under $5, I mean I think Snap Trade's a good option to build your watch list each morning. Also, if anybody's interested in signing up to TradeNet, I do have a link that gets you 10% off. And so you can go check it out. It gets you 10% off. I know they had the sale going on, but the sale finished yesterday, and so you could still get 10% off if you go through my link. I make a small commission from it, but it's one of the ways we keep the stream free and do this live stream for free each morning. And so it's a great way to help support the channel, and if you go through our link, we definitely appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of stocks haven't been tradable. Most of the higher price stocks are tradable, so if you like trading higher price stocks, I definitely think it's a good option. But some of these lower price stocks haven't been. At the same time, I mean, NIO is, CRON is, and so we still have some options. I can usually find a decent amount of options. In general, the market's just been slow, though. All right, there's the bell. Market's open now. We got ARNC dropping down some. Pretty rough spread on that one, honestly. We have NIO dropping down some. Going to be watching this one. But yeah, for today, I just need to see a really good setup if I'm going to trade today. The volume's pretty low. I'm not trying to get stuck in another low volume move. Trying to move my monitor so I can see it a little bit better. It's the problem when you have too many monitors. Yeah, just kind of watching, see what I can find here. All right, for NIO, we got a quick drop at the open, and then it's crossing. It's trying to cross over the VWAP now. We'll see if it does. CHK dropping down some. CGC, kind of the same thing with CRON here. Oh, sorry. Let me put the intraday scanners up here. There we go. All right, we got Sprint popping up here on the Overbought scanner. Look at Sprint run though here, guys. Check it out. Sprint bouncing up here. Nice little push there. Crossed over the VWAP. We'll see what happens. CHK just it looks to be pushing up some as well. A lot of stuff starting to rebound here. I think CRON is going to rebound here as well. I think it's going to pop up just compared to what CGC is doing, but we'll see. We got AMRN spiking. A lot of bouncing back in the market right now. Sprint running, CHK running. NIO is kind of like the outlier, I guess. We got GM getting rejected at that VWAP level. DRYS spiking up some. What's TNXP doing? TNXP's washing some. I mean, NIO here, it spiked to the VWAP, but risk would have to be at 612, so it's a tight risk, but I just don't know. Looks like the level 2 is behaving a little bit better today. So hopefully they got all that stuff fixed. Now we got NIO breaking the high of the day here, crossing over the VWAP. Maybe a little VWAP bounce here on NIO. Here. See if it bounces off the VWAP here at 610 and continues up. Doesn't look bad for a VWAP bounce. But let me see where risk would be. Also has some support there in pre-market. Here. Realistically, I think risk would have to be at the low of the day, though. That's the only problem I don't like about it. Same thing with Sprint. Sprint running up some. CHK running up some. I'm going to switch these so I have a little bit more room with breaking out on volume. WLL popping up on the scanner. Yeah, look at WLL run. Breaking out a lot. Yeah, beautiful little VWAP bounce here on NIO. Called it out. I just didn't like the risk level, but beautiful little bounce there on NIO. Kind of followed through with what I look for with the VWAP bounce. The conditions I look for with the VWAP bounce, we went over them in class the other day. Man, it got rejected all the way back down there. But the conditions I look for are a washout long or a red to green move or whatever you want to call it. You can see it here. This big tank. And then I look for a break across over the VWAP, a pull back to that VWAP level, and then a breakout. And that's exactly what NIO did. I know Tiny's been focusing on the VWAP bounce some. But This market's a little shady. So I gotta stick to my strategy. Cron getting hit here. DLYS starting to tank some as well. Sam, I mean, it's all subjective, man. You know, I have the student package now, but I've had multiple intro packages, and so it's all just about preference if you have the money for it or not. You know. I appreciate the sub, Strong Vision. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. All right, so at this point, I'm just looking for maybe Cron to fade back to the VWAP here at 730. I have to set a risk 734, 735 for tight risk. We'll see if it gets up there. We got AMRN maybe with a VWAP rejection coming up. If you look at AMRN, it doesn't look bad. We got DXR. Yeah, that was a nice... I mean, it didn't really quite get up to the VWAP, but it was a nice little bear flag-ish pattern there. Don't think it was an actual bear flag, but it looks similar. Yeah, with NIO, the only thing I don't like is these up wicks. You know, that means selling pressure. IQ. Yeah, I see it. Nice little fade there on IQ. Missed it, but didn't look bad. We got GM pulling all the way back to the VWAP. Super choppy for NIO, so just be careful, Tiny, if you are considering that one. Just really, really choppy. Look at all these wicks. At this point, I'm looking at Cron here, see if Cron can get up to this 727 level. But that's a big if. Volume's a little low as well. What's up, Milan? Man, look at YUMC Brunt today, man. I just now noticed this one. Look at YUMC here. This one's ran all morning. Honestly, the market's not looking as bad as it was yesterday. But still slow, choppy. But not as bad as it was yesterday. But yeah, nice little fade there on IQ. Good call, cool. I mean, I missed it, but pretty little fade there. A lot of resistance above it. Once it was at the VWAP at 1960, it had a lot of resistance above it. So it looked good. Also, S might be doing a little VWAP bounce there. Cron never got to the VWAP from my entry, but it's fading down nicely. AEZS, I remember that stock. Man, it's been so long since I've seen this stock. AEZS. Look at that move. AEZS popping up on the scanners. DXR. Wonder if it lets me trade this one. Because if it does, I could jump in. A little big. A little rangy. But that's a good thing, I guess. No, it's not tradable. Man. But yeah, look at this little bounce, this VWAP bounce on S. I've seen a lot of VWAP bounces lately. Not as many fades and a lot of bounces. GM just completely just reversed, broke the high of the day and just started running. So GM's up. BILI taking off here up to 14, just about 14. BILI over 14 now. It's at 1401. Yeah, I kind of bummed out DXR wasn't tradable. You can see this nice little fade here on DXR. Just testing that support here. No. BILI pulling back to the VWAP. Looking at AKAM here. It's right around the VWAP as well. A little bit too expensive for me though. Yeah, F faded once this morning at 8:35, and then it just kind of reversed on the second test. Little flag forming on Sprint. You can see this flag here. Just like we went over in class yesterday, you can see the pole. You can see the little flag forming. There's Cron. Cron looks interesting now. Watching CGC though, because they follow each other generally. Don't want to see this starting to reverse, which CGC looks to be doing, so I think Kron might follow through and pull back up here. Alright, so you see the flag fulfilling here on S, on Sprint. Also see the possible fade on Kron. Maybe edit this a little bit. See if I can get a little bit tighter. Looks a little bit better. BILI bounced off the VWAP beautifully there. This may be the pattern breakdown on Sprint. See if it holds this level here at 623s. Yeah, YouTube got back to me. They just said not to worry about it. They said as long as I'm, I just let them know. They said not to worry about it. They said, if it is somebody, then I'll be okay. That I've been following the rules and everything like that. So yeah, I'm fine. But yeah, look at that flag breakdown on Sprint. The thing just tanked. As soon as it broke that flag pattern, drops. Yeah, at this point I'm watching, so what I'm really looking at now, nice little flag breakdown on Sprint, but not really my style, but was following it. What I'm really looking at now is so you see CGC and CRON, they're both cannabis plays. CGC has pulled up way above the VWAP. I'm only worried because this could be starting an upward trend, especially this with these moves, and I think Kron is going to follow it. Yep, exactly. Almost exactly. Called this one out exactly when it would happen. I think Kron's going to follow this because you can see a big move on Sprint, big move on Kron. And so there it goes. It looked like a nice fade, but you got to understand the sector as well. And with CGC doing this, breaking above the VWAP, maybe starting an upward trend, I wasn't going to take Kron there. This looks interesting for a short now on Sprint. Just because it kind of faked. I don't know if it faked people out or what, but it looks interesting for a possible short here. Just a weird move though, really. DXR, man, beautiful little fade, multiple times there. But yeah, there goes CGC. Watch Kron run now. Kron's going to start spiking up here. HTZ adjusted. Yeah, watch. I bet you Kron's going to start to run now. Yeah, TLRY just running up. Yeah, the cannabis stocks are starting to make moves here. What did NIO ever do? Faked people out a little bit, but bounced. But that risk, I think I said, if you heard me say it, I said I would have to set that 605 level as my risk on NIO. And it wouldn't have given me good risk to reward for this VWAP bounce, but you can see when it pulled back here, it went right down to that 605 level. So it would have been a nice risk point with regard to what the trade did, but not great with risk to reward, about 1-to-1. Just a weird market. Like, look at Sprint. Look at this fake out here. Broke the flag and then came right back. Yeah, for sure, James. Most of the cannabis stocks follow each other, man. Yeah, there's certain stocks that, I mean, I have a little bit of FOMO because of AKAM. You know, if you heard me right when it was here, I said it looked like a fade. It looked like a good fade here. But it's just too expensive for my taste. And considering how the market's been, I'm just not going to force it. But what would have been a nice fade. Just got to stick with my niche, though. Generally about $5 to $40 is what I generally look at. $5 to $40 stocks. AQUA popping up with the skaters. Nice little bounce on AQUA. See what else we got here. BILI. Thinking about buying like 100 shares of Sprint here and just letting it work, just toying around with it. See if it follows through. It had this little fake out of this flag here, but just kind of shows you how many fake outs we're getting in this market though. Why UMC's pulling back to the VWAP here? You win long or short, Tiny? All right, so CGC spiking up some here. We should see Cron maybe get a spike with CGC if CGC continues. Yeah, with F right here, Tiny, you could see it's holding that support it had here. And so that's kind of what it's testing now. You can see, same area. I'm not sure about this one. Yeah, it's still testing the support level here. We'll see. I mean, with F, I'm not sure. In this market, it's a little strange in general, but like you can look at Sprint. I thought Sprint might follow through with the flag, but nope. Just acting weird. At this point, let's look at it from an unbiased view. It's got some support here. Maybe this. But we'll see. It didn't follow through with the last flag it gave us, and it kind of broke out under there, so it makes me trust it a little bit less. Dry starting to run, though. MLPY, just no volume. Expatriated. I'm just not seeing any volume, man. I mean, daily looks interesting, breaking under all these lows at 6, but the spread's massive and there's no volume, so that's the only kind of sketchy thing about it, for me at least. There's a little VWAP bounce on BILI. You can use the previous high as your risk, or you could have right here. Tight risk, reward could be up here, but just missed it. But yeah, like I said earlier, guys, I'm just not seeing any A+ setups for me with the VWAP fade. A few nice ones happened on DXR, but it wasn't tradable for me. But you can see DXR here faded nicely. Here and here. But still low volume. You can see the volume just go down. It's Halloween, so I think a lot of traders probably aren't even here. And so we're going to get some low volume today, but kind of looking at AMRN for this range here. Yeah, I'm watching a CRON and CGC. They're both doing very similar moves, and so seems like Cron is a little bit behind CGC, and so whenever CGC makes a move, Cron typically follows. Kind of looking at Sprint for that little flag there, but yeah, this looks like a nice fade, but it just faked us out. I mean, it almost touched the previous support, so I don't know if I'd consider it a fail, but it's now over the VWAP. Trying to think of if I got in here for the VWAP bounce where my risk would be. I'd probably be at this 35.50 level here. Risk about 30 cents. Reward maybe 70 cents, but don't have a lot of faith in it really. ARRY. Yeah, ARRY has been pushing up nicely. So here's the third touch on sprint here for this flag, but you know, if you look at this big drop here, that's what makes me not trust it. SQ Squarespace. CHK. Yeah, you can just see how choppy the market is today. So like, look at SQ, up, down, up, down. It just kind of stayed in that range. When it broke out of this range, it was a nice little play here. And this, let me see if I can draw this. It looks almost like a ascending triangle. Let me see if I can draw it, find the body of these candles about there. And then you can see the trend line here. For SQ, so this would have been, once it broke these highs, would have been interesting. Same thing with S here. I mean, if S holds that trend line as support, looks okay. But you can just look at some of these stocks and see how choppy the market is. Like CHK, no obvious real trend here or direction. AMRN, Chop City, no obvious trend or direction except for sideways. Yeah, look at YGYI, man, look at this thing spike. Yeah, Roku pushed up nicely as well. Definitely not a good day for us short traders. Except for maybe DXR. I like DXR. Interesting to see what YGYI does here. You can see it's starting to spike, pull back to the VWAP area of 760s. You get in here, tight risk of 748.49, just in case it taps that $0.50. Yep, look it go. Only problem's the spread. Spread's 20 cents. TEUM. Appreciate the sub, Rap. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. As well as Jay's Games and Strong Vision. Welcome all. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, look at NIO. Just really weird market today. I don't mind taking a step back from it and just kind of observing. I'm just not seeing anything I really like. It's still kind of chop city. There's a few nice little runners today. YGYI. You can see, like I said, risk level 750, 749, just in case it taps exactly on 750. It doesn't look bad risk reward wise, but the spread's kind of gnarly on it. But, you know, if you set your risk here, you can set your potential reward at least up to 817 up here. Entering down here, you know, your risk is this, your reward is this, and so not bad risk reward. I don't know if it's going to follow through. It's big range, but it doesn't look that bad from what I'm looking at here for a little flag play, but we'll see. PEVA. Yeah, there's the fake out. Looked like it might hold there. But kind of confirms why I don't want to trade today. I don't think that was a bad trade idea really for YGYI. It's just pulled back a little too much, broke under that 760 support. Only one I'm looking at that I keep kind of going back to is Sprint here. If it holds above this trend line like it did, you know, I could see it starting to run. Maybe get up to 650 as a price target. Kron is reaching 420%. Yeah, NIO just rejecting back down here. Yeah, just a strange day, guys. I'd be careful, you know. Today's the last month of October, so maybe we'll get a little bit better in November. IGC, Danny, what? IGC was delisted, I thought. Yeah, IGC's delisted. Must be sarcasm, huh? Hey, nice expatriated. Nice work, brother. NVIDIA. Oh, IGCC. Oh, is that the same stock? It is. Look at it now, man. It's down at 70 cents. That's funny. But yeah, if Tiny, if you look what Mitch went over in our classes yesterday, I mean, S is kind of a good example of it, of, you know, holding support at that trend line here. And so that's the only one I'm kind of curious in. But honestly, I'm probably just going to start looking for overextended stocks to buy short put options on and hold it for a while. You know, that's kind of what I'm thinking of at this point. Yeah, GE starting to tank. What's the overall market doing today? But man, it's funny to see IGC back as a different stock. Market is up today. Good. Even though it's bad for me, for us short traders, it's good that the overall market is up. But yeah, look at GE tank. HRZN. I mean, this one just looks like, I mean, it's just about, I mean, to describe why it's not moving, it's just nobody's trading it. Nobody's interested in it. The volume's too low. Maybe it hasn't had a recent release come out in a while. Maybe there's just not that much hot. It's just not hot right now. You know, stocks will heat up. Stocks will slow down. And this one, let me look at the daily. I mean, this one, the reason it's not moving is just people aren't interested in it. Is to put it in a nutshell like that. I mean, people just aren't interested in it. You know, maybe it'll get some news and run in the future, but at this point, if it doesn't have any new press releases, you know, the company doesn't have any new engagements coming out, I mean, that's probably why it's not moving. It's just, you know, it's not hot right now. Best way I can describe it, I guess. Yeah, I mean, S had a really nice, you can see this little descending trend line here, you know, and so I think that's a nice little area to look at for support. For sprint, it already had a pretty big move relative to how much sprint usually runs. It's a low float, it's a high float stock, and so it takes a lot more to make it move, and you can tell by the level 2 how many orders are generally there, and you know, unless you compare it with a really high float stock like GE. You can look at the level 2 and just see all the huge orders. Maybe it's not that high float of a stock, but it usually has a small range. But for instance, if you compare it to something like CRON, you can see how drastically different the level 2s are. So it's a higher float stock. I wouldn't say it's a high float, but Sprint's a higher float stock compared to ones I usually trade like Cron or CGC or something like that. I appreciate the sub, Dastin. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, look at GE Tank here. BILI has been making a nice bullish move today. But yeah, at this point in the day, I think I'm just going to look for stocks to possibly buy put options on. Let's look at some. So let's look at what I usually like to do with this is I like looking at the big runners from the past few weeks and see if any of them are still extended on the upside. So we can look at yesterday, but I'm probably going to go back a little bit further. Just maybe look for some put options plays. My option plays have been working out lately. I appreciate the sub, Mo. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. So yeah, YECO. Really, I like looking at the daily chart. YECO, don't like it as much. Let's look at PTI. I mean, PTI, I think, is still up some. Let me look at how much options are for PTI. Let's see if they have options available for PTI here. So this is a 2-week option for $472 for PTI. I don't mind that. 472 is about here. That's about it. Let's look at the previous history of the daily chart. 2 weeks. Could have to drop about $1. Definitely, I'm going to consider this one. It's a cheap option. It's like less than $30 for this option. Got 2 weeks to see if it's going to get down here. I mean, I think that's enough time. Definitely going to watch this one. Let's look at some other ones. DRYS. Let's see how extended that thing looks on the daily. Not that much. Maybe if it runs into resistance at 6. Let's look at the DRYS options here. But definitely going to kind of keep that in mind for PTI. Let's look at December 21st. I don't mind this 475 put option for DRYS. 475 would be here. It's right at that support. That's the only problem for DRYS. So the put option would be here. Break even price. But if it breaks under that, it's really going to break down, I think. So that doesn't look bad. I'll keep in mind for DRYS as well. Let's look at what else. Tops. Let me clear the chart on tops. Let's look at see if they have options for tops. I doubt they will. But let's look at tops, see if they have options for this one. No options available. Let's look at DCIX. See if they have options for DCIX. No options. Keep on moving. So at this point, maybe dries, maybe PTI. Seed? No, not quite. Let's look at the PLAG, PLAG. No. I mean, it's still up a ton from its $1.85 low in the last month or two, or in the last few weeks, but TRVG, I know I made some money on a TRVG option. Let's look at NEAT, NETE. Would have been a beautiful one up here, but what are some of the parabolic movers from today? Let's look at TRPX. TRPX looks interesting here. Let me look at TRPX, see if they sell options for TRPX. I like the daily for a put option. No options. Man. I remember NVCN was a runner. Where's this one at now? No. Too low. VTVT. VTVT, I think it's, I mean, I think it could easily spike here. It's right around that support at 2. I guess I'm leaning a little bit more towards draws, especially since it's up so much today. Let me see where the break-even price would be. Because, I mean, even if it gets close to that break-even price, I could sell it for profit for put options. And it has some resistance up here at 6. typically a terrible company too. Hmm. Do I have a video on options? No, I mean, my basic strategy with options is just to look for overextended stocks on the daily chart. A lot of times they're going to be these big parabolic movers that almost always come right back down. So I just look for overextended options on the daily chart and then buy put options on them, typically 2 weeks to a month put options, and just try to let them work and come back down. That's my general strategy. It's what's worked out for me well in the past. And so just try to find cheap options. Give them a few weeks to a month and just see if they come back down to where their previous levels were. It's a tough option for DRYS just because the strike price would be right here at the support. But if it breaks under that support, it's going to be weak, I think. But I think the hype's going to die down. And I think it has some support at 585 as well. But who knows? I mean, we'll see. Same thing with PTI. Don't like it as much as draws though. And so I'll probably go ahead and just buy draws option. Looking for it to come back down. It could very easily push up. I'm not going to trade that stock, swing trade it going short. I would rather just buy a put option on it and just try to let it come back down. So with the December 1st options. $4.75 doesn't seem that bad. All right. I bought that little option on draws. We'll see if it works out. If not, I mean, it's $25. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, Cron running with CGC. CGC's up, so Cron's up as well. Nice little VWAP bounce this time on Cron. GE starting to pull back some here. I don't mind your call option. I know Jono said he bought a call option on GE. I really don't mind that one. Yeah, I really don't mind that one. I think it's down a lot today. Let me look at the daily chart. It's your call option is kind of like the opposite of what I look for with my put options. But I actually like that option, John, on GE. Just because if you look at the daily chart, I mean, this thing looks really oversold on GE. And so I like the call option idea on that. I really do. Hope it works out for you, brother. Interesting level here for S if it holds that 625 bottom of that little triangle that formed earlier. But yeah, like I said this morning, when the market's like this, I'm really not seeing that many fades, which is kind of my go-to strategy. Seeing a few VWAP bounces, but not seeing that many fades, and so I just got to protect my account today. Hopefully we get some more volume next week in November, and hopefully we get some, or actually no, hopefully we get some more volume tomorrow in November. I don't know why I thought today was a weekend. I guess probably because it's the holiday, but hopefully we get some more volume tomorrow. As of now, I'm just not seeing much I like. Not many fades in the market. There was a few, but I couldn't trade them. And so at this point, I'm just kind of just watching, just protecting my account, just keeping an eye on it. Trying to see if I could see anything looking good. But a lot of stuff is bullish this morning, especially the cannabis plays. So just got to protect my account. SQ oversold. Yeah, for sure. I can see that. A lot of support at that 63.80 level too. Big moves though on SQ. A lot of big moves. Big percentage moves. Between April and May, Tiny. Oh yeah, it does. You're talking about this? That's funny. Milan, I don't want to tell you whether to hold it or sell it or anything like that, man. Just for liability reasons, you know. There goes Sprint breaking under that trend line. What do you mean camping? Who? Are you happy with what you've made now? What do you mean? I haven't traded at all today, man. Just not seeing anything I really like. Got to protect my account on days like today. Hopefully we get tomorrow's November, first day of November. Hopefully we get some better volume. Oh, SQ. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what he's saying. He's talking to Milan about is he happy with what he made now. Okay, I get it. No stress. No, I think he's talking about Milan with SQ. Yeah. I mean, Milan or SQ is up a lot already. Let's look at the daily again. 73.81 is where it's at now. Let's look for resistance above. Maybe have some resistance above, but it could easily keep running. Who knows? But yeah, I'm not seeing anything I like today, everybody, so I'm just going to go ahead and close it down. Also, if anybody's interested in signing up to TradeNet, they had a 10% off sale going on, but it ended yesterday, I think. And so if anybody's interested in signing up, you can get 10% off by going through my link there. I just posted the link in the chat. I do make a small commission from it, but if you want to help support the channel, you can go through our link, and that's one of the ways we keep the stream and live stream free. So yeah, go check them out if anybody's interested in using the broker that we use every day. But yeah, tough market, kind of, you know, kind of a weird day for shorts like me. Seeing a few drops like GE tanked pretty hard. Yeah, that's what I mean. I kind of see that with SQ. Like if you look at my daily chart, I've drawn resistance around 74s. There's some resistance there, so we'll see. I mean, not going to say it's not going to keep running, but that's just what I see per the chart. So yeah, Adelie for sure, man. I mean, like I said, weeks like this week are really weeks where you should be preserving your account. There's not a lot of action, especially for us short traders, and so usually I'm pretty selective with my trades. I usually only trade twice a day max, and I just kind of give myself that rule because it preserves my account. And so days like today, back to being disciplined. Don't feel like forcing anything. Not gonna force any trade that I don't like unless it's an A+ setup. And so that's it for that's it for today, guys. Have a good day. Check out Snap Trade, awesome free scanner. I'll go ahead and post the link here. Really awesome free scanner to check out. I build my watch list each morning using them. You can see I build it here. Lots of good info like technical signal, market cap, volume change percentage. Also free scanner. Cannabis stocks, they have upcoming earnings, so regardless of what sector you like to trade, they typically have a scanner for it, and they even have a news section that I can just go to my watch list and find out today's news or find out the news on my watch list. And so really awesome free scanner. Go check them out. I'll post that link. Also, shout out to Trade Ideas for allowing me to stream their scans each morning. So these scans are Trade Ideas scans, really make the morning easier, allows me to build custom scans around my niche in the market. And so really appreciate Trade Ideas, and definitely finding value in these scans. Kind of shows me what high of the day, breaking out on volume, and I built the breaking out on volume, or no, I built it was like a new high scan. I'll try to find it, but I have it on my left monitor. But really awesome scanner. Go check them out. I'll post that link here as well if anybody's interested in checking out Trade Ideas. Like I said, shout out to them for allowing me to use their scans, and it's a really awesome tool for traders to take advantage of, so I'll post that link here as well. But yeah, with all that being said, good luck, everybody. I'll see you all later. Have a good day, and hopefully we get some more volume tomorrow. So have a good day, all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.